Hello and welcome to Painting with Jizba. Today we're going to do a quick view out of a canyon like during sunset, so you'll be looking up out of the canyon into the sunset. The first thing we need to do is get the sky established. All we need to do for that, it's pretty simple, is we're going to make a quick gradient. So paint blue on the top, orange in the middle with a red background, and just sort of use the Gaussian blur filter to blend it all together. And then, like right where we're gonna have the horizon, we're gonna go back over and do like a white line for where the sun's gonna be. Paint a little bit of yellow over top of it just to blend it into the orange there. And then blur it a little bit. And once we've got that done, grab the pen tool and just use the point selection to establish a quick area for the canyon to be. And then go back again and roughen the edges up a little bit by using the freeform pen tool. Once we've got that done, we're going to lock the alpha on that layer, and then go back in and start painting in some highlights on where any like rough edges in that canyon would be, where like the sides dip in a little bit, just to give it a little bit more sense of depth there. So you just draw some lines with a brush real quick with about medium orange just to color from the sky. Then go back in with the smudge tool and roughen those up a bit so it's not so obviously a round Photoshop brush. And once we've got those established pretty well, we'll go back in and paint in some shadowed areas, sort of a purpley color or blue color from the sky there, just because there'd be ambient light even if it's not in direct light from that sunset. Once we've got that done, we'll go back in, and I think the bottom of that canyon there needs a little bit more color, and pick up a lot more from the sunset than the sides of the canyon would. So just sort of airbrush in some more orange there. Now once you're sort of happy with the lights and shadows, we're going to go back in and add some more highlights to areas that would be obviously more direct light. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're kind of speed painting here after all. And yeah, once we got that, we'll go in and mix everything up with the blur tool again, just so it looks, or not the blur tool, but the smudge tool, so it looks pretty good. Then we're gonna go. I think we're gonna add in a tree here real quick, and just grab some. Make sure you turn alpha lock off. It can cause you some problems if you don't do that. Won't be able to draw the tree at all. But just grab a brush tool and start out with a thicker brush, obviously for the main trunk, and then smaller tools as you go out. If you saw that line there, it's from making these twigs. You need to grab the smudge tool again and just turn the strength down a little bit, so you can just grab the black area on that tree and pull out real quick. Gives you a nice faded look for some of the smaller twigs that would be coming off the ends of those branches. And now we need to add some leaves. And all you really need to do for that is grab the freeform pen tool again and just sort of scribble around there. It's a pretty quick trick I like. And on that layer that you're scribbling these leaves in and on, make sure you have the transparency turned down. You're just going to blend a few of these layers together so you get some leaves that have some depth. You don't really need a lot of detail, especially if you're just speed painting. You only really need an indication. I suppose you could make a Photoshop brush or something to do this, but I like the pen tool, so this is what we're going to do today. And I think we need a little bit more. It needs to be a little bit darker, so let's duplicate that layer just to make this quick. We'll go back in and erase some of the leaves out from that second layer there, just so it doesn't look exactly the same, like we copied it like we did. And we'll merge it down and back to that layer, and we'll lock the alpha again. And we'll go back in and we'll paint some highlights onto those leaves, just so there's some light filtering through there. Maybe some of the ambient color on too. And once we've got the leaves looking kind of the way we want them, we'll go back in and add some highlights to the trunks, or the trunk of the tree and all the branches there. Or happy little tree, like Bob Ross used to say. And a little bit of ambient color on the tree too. And once we got that good, we'll just grab the line tool real quick with the transparency turned down. And we'll draw some radial lines out from the sun there. And then using the circular marquee tool, draw a line around the middle and sort of feather the edges. Make sure you've got the outside of the drawing, not the inside of that layer selected. well, you get that cool little opacity gradient out on those lines coming out from the sun, so it looks like rays of light. And we'll go back in and we'll tinker with these a bit. But I think this is pretty much a finished painting. So just a couple more lines in there, like there's more shadows, like in those light rays. But yeah, thanks for watching, and happy painting.